All right, boys, Path of Exile 2. This is pretty much where the build's gonna be. There's a few things I can improve upon, like the best roll Hoa gloves. I can get the 4% attack speed. I just don't have the currency, nor have I gotten a drop from Zekshish. We'll just call him shit. You know, I've gotten a few things. I survived like 4 or 5 hits from Zekshish, the breach boss, however you want to call him. You know, there's probably a few things you could switch around if you can move around resistances. I'll go over what I did. A lot of unspecking and respecking of nodes to try like more lightning damage, less lightning damage, all kinds of things. But the build is pretty much where it's gonna be. I've had other people link me videos. I've seen like Gemling stat stackers with the same gloves, and since they're pushing like 800 intelligence and like 600 dexterity, they're doing like 20 to 30 million DPS per second, where I'm barely struggling to get like 1 to 1.5 million per second. I'm a witch hunter, all right? If you've seen the build, this is like the 7th or 8th update, I don't know. But I got my evasion higher. I got more intelligence. All my resistances are capped. Chaos is at 74% with the charm. I've changed some things with the skills. I got my first level 20 skill gem drop last night from the Breach Pinnacle boss. That was cool. So I'll go over what I changed yesterday. I'll go over what's new. But the build is pretty much where it's going to be. The map clearing is fantastic. You're moving super fast. You're blasting mobs. They die so fast. You can clear tier 15 maps no problem. Now they are doing a big patch video announcement in 2 days on their Twitch channel. Curious to see what they're going to do, what they're going to change. So this build could change depending on what kind of balance adjustments they make, or I'm hoping they get rid of or tune down at least the on death effects. Because I could get another 1,000 life and still get one shot by the on death effects. So for all the people crying, oh, yeah, no shit. Now, I'm also can't spec any other spirit gems because I just don't have spirit anywhere on the gear I have. But pretty much, let me show you Shockburst rounds. Without any of the buffs, the 294,000, I got this up to 779,000 with all the shit that I got going on with this build, okay? But, so look. Pretty much, I got a new chest piece with more evasion, okay? It's got a double evasion roll here, okay? 38 and 91% increased evasion. So it pushed it to 129%. That boosted my evasion to 9,445. Last update, we have 59% evasion. This 76% is very, very big. It's pretty good. Armor just doesn't do a goddamn thing, so I'm not worried about it. And due to the Hoa gloves, obviously you're stacking dex and intelligence as much as you can. I got a new amulet. I'm +2 to the projectiles, and my new bow is +6. So I got +8 to my projectile skills, which is big. And I anointed Wild Storm. Wild Storm gives 15% more maximum lightning damage, okay? Which is up here, okay? This one. If you look, if I was to get it again, I mean, it makes Plasma Blast go up by 9,000. This was huge for damage. Now, last night on stream, okay, I changed some things around. I needed one more level to get Falcon Dive, okay? So we just got another like 12 to 14% attack speed. This was huge, okay? Now, I have this 40% increased accuracy rating at close range, which is, what, 2 meters? I was hoping that when I get that 40% boost to accuracy, that's going to give me more attack speed. I don't know if it's actually working, because when they get so close, like it's hard to tell if I'm getting an extra 4 to 6% attack speed. It's very hard to notice that, so I don't know. But I will say I got rid of this projectile damage, because like there's a video going around. I think his name is Fearless Dumb Zero. He did a video, very good video, by the way, on, you should go check it out if you haven't, on crossbow, like scaling lightning damage. Is it better to do physical, lightning, elemental, blah, blah, blah. Really good video. A lot of people wanted me to watch it, so I watched it, and then I was like, all right, let's try some things. So, like, I got rid of this projectile damage, okay? And I got rid of, like, this just flat attack damage. And what I did was I went up I grabbed some more int nodes, and I came over and I grabbed all this increased lightning damage. Okay? When I did that, it was less damage than me keeping the attack and the projectile damage. So I am keeping the projectile damage because it made my DPS higher. Right? I just want to put that out there. I also unspec'd out of, I was coming down here and I was grabbing this 10%, this 30% increased lightning damage. It doesn't scale this and that extra 48 up there. It wasn't scaling as high as the projectile damage and the just attack damage. We tested out last night on stream. I was trying to just min-max squeeze, but this setup gives more DPS. So this is what I'm rolling. Okay. So yeah, skill tree has changed. I've grabbed this extra 9% attack speed up here. I changed this to grab this stuff. Biggest thing that helps with this build is the stun buildup. I have the 40% stun here. I think, what is the stun buildup? 85% stun buildup. So you'll notice once you hit them with the plasma blast, the railgun, if that doesn't stun them in the 3 hits, as soon as you start Shockburst, you'll stun them within 1 to 2 seconds. Depending on if it's a pinnacle boss. Sometimes they're a little harder to stun, but the stun is a big thing for this build. It helps blast them, start shooting, they get stunned, and then you can finish them off. It's not too bad. Yeah, outside of that, I've also added, I think I changed one thing on one of these skills. I haven't used Voltaic Mark. We'll keep it in case you want to. I did load the lowest skill level gem. I had a level 3 gem. Obviously I have +8 to skills. I was trying to keep the mana cost low for armor piercing rounds. So basically, with the passive that we have down here, you get 25% increased damage with crossbows for each type of ammunition fired in the past second. Okay, so I added just the lowest skill gem I had to get. So when I go into a boss room, what I do is I'll fire that, I'll fire this, I'll fire galvanic, and then I'll charge my plasma beam, and then I shoot. Okay, so that's 100% extra damage. DPS is at 52,000. Okay, so let's let that fall off, and we'll show you what it is without that. But I just added that in there because that's extra damage. You can, you know, when just to switch it, that's extra 25%. You know, no big deal. So without it, we're at 45,597. So you get an extra 7,000 base. It's not crazy, but it's more damage. Now, if you saw the last update, we have the Ripwire Batista. That gives us 30%. All right. Just going to show you how the build works, and then we'll get into, you know, everything. But since this is like the pretty much, there's a couple things I can change, which I'm going to do because I do want to beat all the, like the pinnacle bosses and stuff. This is pretty much where the build is going to be. Okay. Let's get this back up. So if you see, we got 30% rage. Okay. That's 30% extra damage. That takes us to 59,000. It gives us 14,000 DPS. That's huge. Okay. Now remember, Shockburst was like 200. I don't even know. Now it's at 382,000. This is going to start scaling like crazy. So what I'm going to do, we're going to pop this. We're going to go to that. We're going to go to this. We're going to go to this. We're going to switch to this. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to Shockburst, and we're going to use fresh clip, and we're just going to blast it down. We're going to do one more. And emergency reload doesn't show up. I tested it before, and you saw an increase to the damage, but now I don't know if it's bugged, but it's not showing the extra 30 or whatever % damage I'm getting from emergency reload. Yeah, 30%. It doesn't show on the tooltip for this anymore. I could get another clip in there and get this higher, but 723,000 on the pulse. All right, which if you look at this, 62,000 now. You know, without all those buffs, we're at 45,000. So it probably ran off. Yeah, but I got that up to 779,000. But with this and then switching around, you're gonna get a lot more damage. So when you go into the boss room, you're gonna prep that. You're gonna put this down. You're gonna switch your ammo to get that going, and then charge your plasma blast, and then hit them, right? And then you'll start rolling Shockburst. Dead. That's it. You're gonna have to pop some mana flasks just because Shockburst is level 28 and it costs 327 mana. We have a lot of mana regen. We have 97.3, and while this, I don't think that changes my mana. No, we have 97.3 per second, but you're just gonna have to get used to that. So that's how the build works. That's where I have videos of a tier 15 Delirium Breach. I got, I think, 4 bosses to show. I can show +2 difficulty on the Pinnacle boss. So I have some stuff to show. I'll show it at the end of the video. We try the boss with the new setup. Make sure we can still shock the boss, right? As long as it still shocks, we're good. Still shocks. I mean, I don't notice a huge difference, but it definitely scales higher, right? I mean, we still shocked on the first hit. Ah, it's this boss. Hello, sir. Would you like to get blasted? Easy. New boss. Well, not new boss, but we'll see what it's doing. Okay. Come on, big boy. Let's go. Alright. I guess we're gonna hit you a galvanic then. Can you get shocked, please? On cooldown still? Alright, you're dead. I didn't see what the damage was on the plasma blast, but the fact that it killed. I don't know if they fixed this guy yet. Blast him. Easy. What a joke. What a joke. What? Could you imagine if that would have killed me? Last run of the night. Let's hope we get a Hoa drop. 15%. All right, we knocked it down to difficulty 1 because, you know, that's 0 and 1 is literally that's the drop rate. Same, so might as well fucking make it easier to kill. You know what I mean? We that dreamed. Come on, sir. Trying to get blasted. Go ahead and time this right. He's stunned. And he's dead. Stupid ass. He was in the wall or some shit. No fucking Hoa gloves, dude. Come on. I'm trying to upgrade mine. I want a Val Orbit. Switch here. Top that off. All right. Let's hope we don't die. All right, come on, sir. I don't know what the fuck he's crawling around for. All right, he's stunned and he's dead. All right, respectable, right? That was +2 difficulty. You know, I'll have to go back to really look at the damage because I wasn't focusing on how much DPS I was doing per second. Let's try the new setup with a breach. The attack speed is so fast now. Everything just melts. A weird spot. Sure, we could go down a little bit, but there's not gonna be much down here. I don't want to be near a meteor shrine and get killed right now. All right, this is just a bad spot for a breach. Oh yeah, we're just, everything's just melting, right? Even the rares, like, I mean, you figure this map was heavily juiced, right? There's not, I mean, map clearing's good. We can survive most hits. You know, I think like intended one-shots, obviously we're not gonna survive. All right, Delirium Breach, fuck it, let's do it. With 74% extra monster health. So, you know, that's a thing. So they're not gonna die, you know, as fast. I can't see all this lightning on the ground. Yeah, they're a little tankier. Can I have that, please? Hello? Alright, let's go back the other way. Go back the other way. A McFlurry hash brown. Look at this, just wiping them. Wiping them. We love to see it. No! Oh yeah, that was good. That was a good run. Sure, any build can still get one shot. It's just the state of the game right now. It is, you know, you could go Gemling with this build and you can fucking run Mom and you can fucking go and spec all the way up on the passive tree if you want. You can like go up and go all the way around and all the way up here, and you can grab the energy shield and you can fucking run the, you know, 2% lightning damage per 10 intelligence because you can stack more intelligence. Everybody's doing that because energy shield is just the best way to go for defense. I'm not doing that. I wanted to run a Witchhunter. I don't want to run that Gemling crazy stat stacking stuff, so this is what I've run. I'm happy with it. It's not bad. It's a fun build. And yeah. So let's get into the skills, okay? Galvanic shards. I'll also give you, once I get perfect jeweler's orb eventually, I will show you, but I can also get these two and I guess 4 or 5 more skills technically up to level 28 if I get level 20 skill gems or spirit gems. But galvanic shards, pretty good. All right, this is your clearing. If you want, while you're not bossing, you can take martial tempo out of this and slot it into here, wherever you want, to get more clearing speed for maps. That's up to you. But galvanic shards, conduction, you want to shock so you can proc Herald of Thunder. Acceleration. A lot of people are like, that doesn't give damage. Why do you like it? Why are you using that? It's not all about damage, all right? That extra projectile speed, if you look, it's shooting all the way off screen, right? If I take this off, you can see it's shooting right in front of me. It's not spreading super far out past the edge of the screen anymore. Like, now look at it. See how much further it goes? Like, you can look at it coming right off the crossbow. Without that acceleration bonus, the galvanic like lightning starts right at the tip of the crossbow. Without it, or I mean with it, it's like that far before it starts spraying. So this allows you to, since we don't have good defenses, right, with this build, you can tank hits, all right? It is possible. With the high evasion, it definitely helps. I've survived things that I was like, oh, that should have killed me. It's possible. But with that extra 40% projectile speed, you're blasting things at the edge of your line of sight on the screen. and you're killing shit that you can't even see. And because of that, you're not getting hit. So the more you can spray your bolts with that projectile speed, the more survivability you have, because you're killing shit before it can even get to you. That's my reasoning behind it. Okay, sure, I could put, I don't know, innervate or close combat on there, whatever. If you want to change that, personal preference, go for it, but I suggest keeping that on there. Okay, primal armament, 25% more elemental damage, and fork, which I've seen a lot of people talk about, well, once you start doing big damage, you can take that off. Up to you. My 5th slot, I would put close combat on that for like breaches when you get swarmed. Close combat is a very noticeable difference to damage. So when I get a perfect jewelers again, that's what I'm going to do. Plasma blast, 6,050% attack damage. Sometimes this straight up kills the boss. Pinnacle bosses, it won't. It'll get them like half, and then you blast them with Shockburst. But plasma blast is big. You use this to guaranteed shock and help stun them. Okay, and it does knock back as well. So what I have on this is scatter shot, which does the 3 beams. Okay, hourglass, 40% more damage. I've got mobility, so you can move while using that. It'll help save your ass. Okay, it's just nice to have. Lasting shock, 100% increased shock duration, and I need another perfect jewelers. Now, you could, since I really don't have much else I could do, if I'm level 93, okay, so technically we still got 7 more passive points, but I mean, is the normal person gonna get to 100? No. So I would say, realistically, I have, let's just say I'll get to level 95, right? I could get another 70% shock duration. If I go that route, what I would put on here is, I forget the name of the skill gem, but it gives you 75% more magnitude of shock, but 50% less duration. Okay? So you could get more magnitude, probably get it in like the 50% range, and then you can, I guess, technically deal more damage. It's either going to be that, or there's a skill, while if it's not mobility, we have mobility on there. It's something where if you move 2 meters while using the skill, you get like an extra 40% damage. And since you're walking and moving around while you're charging it, I'm probably going to go with that, because 40% is probably going to scale more than the extra magnitude would give me. So I think I'm going to do that. That's plasma blast. Make sure all your gems, you're using a gem cutter's prism to get the quality to 20%. With this, you get extra 2 bolts. Okay, with plasma blast you get an extra 30% shock duration. With this, you get an extra 7 bolts loaded per clip, which is bugged right now. Hopefully they fix it in 2 days when they announce that. But that's what I got for plasma blast. Shockburst. Okay, this is your big damage. Okay, now I showed you how to set it up and get maximized damage out of it. So what I have in here is martial tempo, 25% more attack speed. Faster this thing attacks, the more damage it does. I have heft for more physical damage. I have elemental focus, because you're not inflicting ailments with this. It just does more lightning damage. Concentrated effect. This does a lot more damage on the pulse side of things. Okay, and I have fresh clip, because you know, what is it? I don't know what it's going to be with the bolts, but you're looking at, I think it's like, what do we get per clip right now? 27, 23. Yeah, so we should be at 30 bolts per load, but since it's bugged, we don't have that. So that'll be 30%, and let's see how fast it goes out. 2 seconds. So in that 6 seconds, we can get extra 90% damage, okay, on top of like the Ripwire, Batista, the Rage, all that other shit. So that's big damage from fresh clip. Okay, and yeah, that's it for Shockburst. Okay, emergency reload. So if you watch, if I pop it, my 23 will turn yellow. That means we're getting that 30% increased damage. All right, you want to get down to like pretty much almost out, and then press emergency reload. It will instantly reload you back to 23 with no reload penalty. It is instant. So make sure when you're just about down to nothing, bam, you pop it. Okay, It's on cooldown. You know, we'll let it get off cooldown. It's almost done. All right, ready? So when you're blasting, boom, fully loaded. Just keep going. You can spray like 45 clips in there if you get extras from, you know, we have a 15% chance to not spend a bolt. That's how that works. So emergency reload, we are running premeditation, 15% more damage. Actually, so that's 45. Now that's 135% more damage. Not bad. 40% more skill effect duration. Oh, actually, so that gives us, yeah, like 8 seconds. So we can probably squeeze like 175% more damage out of this. I forgot we had that. So this is big for Shockburst rounds, okay? Ingenuity, less cooldown rate, and then inspiration for 40% less cost. I don't even know what else I'd put in this. So that's that. Okay. Herald of Thunder. This is for map clearing. Make sure you get the quality to 20 because you get 2 extra bolts. So right now, I'm running Lightning Infusion. Okay, extra lightning damage. I'm running Long Shot because this is, since our Galvanic shoots all the way at the edge of the screen, you're blasting and the lightning bolts are hitting everything at the edge of the screen. That's more than 7 meters from you. That's 35% more damage. This kills even rares. Like if you're got a rare and you're like, it's just like super tanky. As soon as you fucking kill a shock, it's dead. This does so much damage. I'm hoping it doesn't get nerfed. Cannibalism. Okay, you get 4% of life recovered on kill. And then magnified effect for more area of effect on that. Wind Dancer. This is boosting our evasion like crazy. Okay, we have precision. 30% more accuracy while this is active. So that gives us more attack speed because of the Falcon Dive node, okay? We want that. 30% increased mana regen on Wind Dancer because it's always on, okay? So that helps because if you look at Shockburst, it costs 327 mana per reload. So that's kind of crazy. And then I got Blind on there. So if they hit you and then it pushes them back from the skill of Wind Dancer, it'll blind them. So there's that. Voltaic Mark. I haven't been using this because I'm like, the time I could switch to it. It's like, all right, I could get in the 50% magnitude of shock, but then it's like, the crossbow has issues right now where it doesn't reload, it doesn't fire. Everybody, ask anybody that's played Mercenary. They're like, the crossbow's bugged, it doesn't load, the bolts don't fire. There's times where it's just you're standing there and you're like, please shoot, and it's not shooting, and then you die because you're not doing damage. It's really annoying. I'm hoping they fix it. So this is the reason I haven't been using Voltaic Mark, right? I will be blasting, right? I'll fire my Plasma Blast. I'll switch to Voltaic Mark, I'll spam that, and then when I switch to this, there's times where it just doesn't fire. So for whatever reason, Voltaic Mark is, it's like a 50-50 chance whether it's gonna either jam up your crossbow or not. So at the moment, I'm just not using it. I'd rather just switch right from the Railgun to Shockburst and just blast them down versus getting an extra like 20% magnitude. Just because if you're fighting one of the pinnacle bosses and you Voltaic Mark them and you switch and it's just like jammed up, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna die, and it's annoying. So we'll keep it here and hoping they fix it. But Voltaic Mark, I just put Lightning Mastery on it, Neural Overload, which is not doing anything, and Arcane Tempo. This is the only one that really does anything. So just make sure you put Arcane Tempo on it, but that'll give you more magnitude. Ripwire Ballista. This is it can gain aggro. It can be good for saving you. It gives you more life regen, and it gives you that 30% more damage with rage. It's pretty nice. I like it. It's big for damage. So Font of Rage, this gives you your damage. Like I showed you, if you look when you put it down, do you see how you're glowing red and it's counting up? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once that gets to 30, you've got your full 30% damage. Now, I could put another one down and keep it going, right? You can refresh it. So once you get to 30, like if you want to wait on a boss, pop it down again, you've got another 30 seconds. This lasts for 30 seconds and you have 30 damage. So if you're outside of a boss room, let it build up. right? And then walk in and be like, bam, and then put it down and then prep your stuff. And by the time that boss gets ready, you're back at the 30, okay? So that's the strat for that. So we have Bond of Rage. That's big, okay? It also, if you have people playing with you, they'll also get the 30% bonus, okay? Font of Blood, 2% life regen. Now we're at 2,000 life, so that's an extra 40 life regen, okay, per second. That's nice. Astral Urgency, places the totem faster. And Lockdown, because it does pin buildup and can pin enemies. Doesn't really seem to pin bosses, so this is just helpful for mobs, or if you get in a pinch, it'll just like tie them down with a rope and you know, get them with the old bondage. So I just put armor piercing rounds here. Like I said, the lowest gem I could find. I went back to like Act 1 until I got like a low level skill gem drop. I put a level 3 on there, and it only costs 26 mana. If I put it at 20, because you're not using this for damage, okay? You're using it just to shoot one out of there, just so you get extra 25% damage, okay? Just by shooting that, we went up to 47,000 from the 45.5, okay? So you're looking at 1,700 just from doing that, okay? When you switch everything, you get more damage. It's the only reason why I have that there, okay? The only reason why I have armor piercing rounds. That's it. No skill gems on it. It's just there to get an extra 25% damage. Okay? That's the skills. That's what I got. I think Herald of Thunder, I would probably give Innervate on the last one, because that, when it kills, it gives like an extra 25 or 35% lightning damage to your other skills. So if you get another spot and you have enough spirit, you know, it's a thing. Now, people that are running like the energy shield and the mana shit, probably run Grim Feast with this, okay? You can change it around if you want, but that's what I got. All right, skill tree. I did a lot of changing with this last night on the stream. I took away this projectile damage because the accuracy rating, it's hard to tell if we're getting the boost with Falcon Dive when the enemies are real close to us. I removed this 30% lightning damage, and I removed these, and I spec'd up here, and I went to grab this 48% lightning damage, and it was less damage. I'm getting more damage off of projectile damage, so I kept that. So tendencies haven't changed. Witchhunter's cool and all, but the Gemling just does more damage. You know, when they get the double attributes and they can, you know, run two of the same support gem. The Gemling is just, you know, we can barely squeeze like 1 to 2 million DPS per second, while the Gemling's doing like 20 to 30 million per second. It's just like, Decimating Strike is good, right? I don't think that needs change, but I think No Mercy, if anything, needs a buff. It just doesn't feel like big damage. And we still kill bosses within 3 to 6 seconds, don't get me wrong, but it's not like a one-shot build. It's nothing crazy. I just feel like compared to Gemling, it's just so much weaker. But I mean, a lot of people are running Gemling and running a staff and doing monk skills, or like they're using Gemling to just stat stack, and I don't know if they're going to change it. Obviously, we're getting a live stream in 2 days, so we can see what's going on with the state of the game, what they're going to change. But this is what I'm running now. I grabbed these extra attack speeds right here. I path to here. Now, depending on what you need to min-max your dex and intelligence, to get it, you know, if you can squeeze another, because with the gloves, we're getting every 25 dex, we get 3% attack speed. Every 10 int, we get 10 lightning damage. So depending where your stats are, depends on what you need to pump in your skill tree. So I pulled back from this. We're still keeping the two-handed damage. I'm now coming down, straight down. Okay. I kept the reload speed. I got rid of this elemental damage because it, and the shock chance, because we didn't need it, and it wasn't giving us big damage. So pulling out of this and that lightning damage and going more attack speed is more damage. And then I went down and grabbed Jack of all trades. This was like 40% more damage. It's absolutely huge. Keeping those, and then I got Falcon Dive now. Okay, more attack damage and accuracy. If you want, technically you still got 7 more levels. All right, not everybody's gonna get to level 100 or maybe even this high. but you could go 70% more shock duration. And then, like I said, if you go on Plasma Blast with the 75% more magnitude, but 50% less duration, that would offset it, and you would just keep that extra magnitude and not have a penalty. So that's an option if you want to do it. I kept the Maiming Stripe because it's more damage than the Lightning. And if you want to spec in a Bestial Skin, if you have crazy high evasion on your armor, go for it. I've heard between 75 and 80% is pretty much like, after that there's diminishing returns on the evasion, so I'm not going to bother going any higher. I was at 59%, now I'm at the 76. It's really solid. I do survive a lot more than I used to. I was taking hits from the Breach boss, Zek shit, or we'll just call him shit, and I was going down to like 40 to 60 health, but I was surviving hits. Like, I survived like 5 of his hits. So, you know, it's possible. Obviously, Falcon technique, the Herald damage. Jules, lightning damage, damage with crossbows, attack speed. This one has lightning damage, crossbow reload speed, magnitude of shock. You're looking for all emeralds with this build. Lightning damage, penetrates lightning resistance, damage for crossbows. So it's all the same, right? Damage against rare and uniques, damage for crossbows, duration of shock. And the last one is attack damage, crossbow damage. You're getting 30% damage just from this. Duration of shock again. So that's the skill tree. Okay, I'm not running sorcery rewards. Stop telling me to do it. I won't do it. I'm not going to lose 50% evasion. No. We're just going full damage, okay? So outside of that, I guess we'll look at the the gear. All right? So I wish we could unsocket runes. It'd be fine if they got destroyed and we could resocket new ones. I don't know if running physical damage is better, or there's soul cores that give you 30% elemental damage per soul core. So if I put that on, that would give me 60% elemental damage. That might be better than the physical. I don't know. I have no way of testing it. I don't have a crossbow that's the same as this. I don't know, okay? I just don't know. So I got the physical damage, lightning damage, plus $6 projectiles. I wish my dex was 32, and I wish I didn't have the strength on here and I had, something else. But it is what it is. Doing pretty good damage with this crossbow. So yeah, okay? And that on top of the new amulet we have, it gives us plus $8 projectile skills. Now this can go 3 and this can go 7. So that's another 2 points. We can get our skills to level 30, which would be even more damage. Okay? It'll be a lot of mana consumption, but it's possible. So that's the crossbow. Let's go to the helmet. You're gonna look for like some of the same stats, but then you're also gonna have to move your resistances around depending on your build. As you can see, I'm at 76 fire, 93 cold, 86 lightning, and with my amethyst charm, I am running 74 chaos. I've got all 3 stats on this helmet: strength, dex, intelligence. That gives me another 3% attack speed. It gives me another 30 lightning damage. Mana is very low on this, but it's all right. We're getting big life. New chest piece has big evasion, and make sure you're pumping the quality on all of this, okay? And then when you get to the rings, I'll show you the catalysts, what you should use. All right, we got that new chest piece. I got a double roll of evasion. We got 38 and 91. You're looking at 129% evasion. Pretty big. All right, life, dex, resistance, life regen. If I lose the life regen on this, I'm only gonna have the 2.5, which is literally nothing. It sucks not having life regen, or you can just pop a flask, but having it always regen is nice. Obviously we have it on the ripwire, but that's only when it's down. So one of the guys in the Discord he just got a new chest piece. He's got like a 4-slot regalia that would give me more attributes, more energy shield, but all of my resistances would pretty much take a hit. I would lose the life regen. I would get more dex, intelligence, and strength and get a little bit more life, but I'm going to lose some resistance. So I'll plop it on. He's going to let me try it on. I'll see if it's better. I don't know. Something I got to play around with. The belt, life, mana, resistances, whatever you got to do there. I don't have 35% movement speed boots. I can still upgrade these. I could do without, like, the stun threshold is literally horrible roll on that. I don't need attribute requirements. So these can definitely be improved. Obviously, the gloves, you can get these. They're going up in price. A good one is like 8 to 12 divines right now. And if you want like a perfect rolled one that has either the 1 to 10 lightning damage, 111 or 112 plus the 4% attack speed, you're looking at like 20 plus divines. You can get these from farming the breach boss. The breach boss from getting 300 breach splinters. Zekshit, if you do it on 0 difficulty or +1 difficulty on the tree, that's your best chance to grab these. It's a 15% drop rate. Once you do full max difficulty, when you've got your 8 points in the tree, it goes down to like a 12% drop rate because it adds 2 items at the max difficulty. To run this on 0 or 1 difficulty, what I do with my Atlas tree is I'll farm the breach splinters with what I got, as I get, you know, I've gotten twice now. I've gotten 11 breaches in my map, which is, it fucking takes like 40 minutes. There's loot everywhere. Not having a loot filter on console sucks. More breach splinters and then more class hands, which drop the breach splinters. I'll probably go with more monster density, but what I do is I just go to Doriani and I spec out of 4 of these points. So I'll just keep +1 to difficulty, and then I go farm. I'll go farm them, you know, when I get some breach stones, and hope I get the gloves. But these aren't corrupted yet. I want to get another pair before I gamble and try to get the 4% attack speed. But with the 300 dex, that's an extra 12% attack speed, which is huge damage. So we can still squeeze more out of this build. So there's that. My rings, I wish I could scale some more damage, but at the moment I'm stuck just because resistances are big. You need to cap them. I got accuracy, mana, dex, and the elemental shit. This one I could do without the fire damage, and but you know, we got lightning damage, flat lightning, strength, 69% mana regen, which is huge. We need that. I'm at 97% mana regen. You know, Shockburst is over 300 per clip. It's gone in 2 seconds. It eats it real quick. Okay. New amulet, I got Wildstorm, which is 15% more maximum lightning damage. That was very expensive. That is it was 2 isolations and a fear. I was grinding deliriums for like 15 hours, and I got down to 1 fear. I didn't have the isolations. The other day when I bought it, they were going for 3 divines each, so I spent 6 divines to anoint Wildstorm. Pain in the ass, but we got it now. So I have the +2 to projectile skills. Like I said, this max roll on that is 3, 7 on this, so you can get +10 to projectile skills. I got mana. 58% increased evasion is huge on this amulet. That boosted my evasion. That and the new chest piece boosted me from 59% evasion to 76%. Okay. And then whatever resistances I needed. And I just have the chaos resistance charm, the amethyst, whatever you want to roll on your flasks. Okay. So with the amulet and the rings, as you can see, quality lightning modifiers. Okay. Now, when you do breaches, you get these catalysts. Each one does a different thing. So this one enhances lightning modifiers. So on this ring, I enhanced my lightning modifiers. I went +20. Okay. My percent the lightning damage was like 26, 27%. I boosted it to 31 because I maxed the quality of lightning modifiers on it. And it boosted the lightning damage. It was like 1 to 26. Now it's like 1 to 30. Okay. So depending on what you want, like this, I put defense modifiers. My evasion was at 49%. And I boosted the defense modifier since evasion is a defense skill. Defense stat. And it boosted to 58. So I got an extra 9% just by using the catalyst. Okay. So make sure you're doing the breaches and you're using your catalysts on whatever stat you want to boost on your rings and your amulets. Okay. Not do that. So that's big. And that's it, man. That's it for the skills and the gear. So yeah, plop ripwire down, you know, 25% per whatever's fired, and just start blasting, you know. Just blast it up, man. I mean, you can literally, I mean, 65% huge, right? Like, what's this up to? 338. That does more. Like, I've done up to 3 million just from the 3 blasts on this alone. Like, it's big damage. I know it only says like, oh, you're only doing 338,000 per use. It does more than that. And then obviously this could scale more. I got up to 779,000 we showed at the beginning. But I have some bosses to show. I have some breaches to show. It's all tier 15. I'm clearing T15 stuff. Like, it's just, it's fun. It's a good build. It's not the best build. It's not the worst build. It's right in the middle. We'll see what kind of buffs they do in 2 days when we get the big video on what they're going to do, all these balance changes. First, it'll be like the first big patch for the game. We'll see what changes. Hopefully we get some buffs. You know, but that's it. This build is pretty much where it's going to be, minus the better roll in the gloves. You could get an ingenuity belt. You know, I can get these gems. I can get 20 drops. I can get them, you know, +1. It would be 28. I can get the perfect jewelers. You know, still a few little things, but this is pretty much where it's going to be. So let me know what you think of it. And yeah, man, that's it. That's the build. I'm still going to work on it. I still want to kill all the pinnacle bosses, all that stuff. So I'm still going to grind. Come check us out on stream. And you know the drill. Subscribe, come back. See you on the next one.